this round of Mastermind India, we have a human resource manager from Bhopal on the books of Ruskin Bond, an architect from Chennai on the life and teachings of Madhavacharya, an engineering student from Bangalore on the life and career of Leander Paes, and the public sector manager from Palakkad on the Malabar Rebellion of 1921. Hello and welcome to Mastermind India on BBC World. We return to our nationwide quiz championship with the pick of India's polymaths. Culled as the cream of the country's quizzers, their performance here is a reflection of the educational system and values that foster them. And to test our contenders, we return to Metcalfe House in Delhi, which once housed the first training academy of probationers of the Indian Administrative Service and is today incubator and home to top scientific talent in India's defense sector. Metcalfe House is now a stone's throw from Delhi University. The first colleges, St. Stephen's and Hindu, opened in the Kashmiri Gate area close to St. James's Church. 60 years later, in the 1940s, the University of Delhi shifted to the Viceregal Lodge estate at the edge of the northernmost ridge of the Aravalli Range. Sir Maurice Squire insisted that colleges should spur each other on in healthy competition. The campus reflects this desire. St. Stephen's College looks across the road at Hindu College, just as in Kashmiri Gate. The gates of the Shri Ram College of Commerce open to those of the Faculty of Arts and the Law Faculty. The Faculty of Management Studies is cheek by jowl with the Delhi School of Economics. 170 years ago, it grieved Thomas Metcalfe to send his daughter away to England for her education. Today, his home is part of a knowledge hub in Delhi. As a highly able administrator with a vast personal library and a collector of Napoleonic memorabilia, Metcalfe, I'm sure, would have been delighted with Mastermind India, a British transplant on Indian soil with an equal emphasis on general knowledge, together with one on specified subjects. Well, we'll begin with a specified subject round, and so may I now call upon the first contender, please. Your name?
Anand, Sivashankar.
Occupation?
Manager, Human Resources.
Your specialized subject?
Books by Ruskin Bond.
Anand Sivashankar, if you're ready, we'll start your set of questions on your chosen area starting now. What award did Ruskin Bond receive in 1957 for his first novel, The Room on the Roof?
John Rhys Levin Memorial Prize.
I'll accept that. In the novel, The Room on the Roof, who was Rusty's guardian from whom he later runs away?
John Harrison.
Correct. What was the title of Ruskin Bond's first short story written at the age of 16?
Untouchable.
Correct. In the story Wilson's Bridge, whose ghost haunts the bridge during the night?
Gulabi.
Correct. To whom is Ruskin Bond's treasury of stories of children dedicated?
To the gentle reader.
No, it's to Siddharth. In the story The Prospect of Flowers, what is the name of the cottage where Miss Mackenzie stays?
Mulberry Lodge.
Correct. Which short novel, originally written by Bond in 1960, was published for the first time in 1994?
Delhi is not far.
Correct. In the poem Second-Hand Shop in Hill Station, who is the proprietor of the shop?
Lodge.
No, it's Abdul Salam. In the essay A Golden Voice Remembered, which American baritone was Bond a great fan of?
Nelson Eddy.
Correct. In the story The Girl from Copenhagen, what nationality was Phuong? The girl the narrator had a crush on?
Denmark.
No, it's Vietnamese. With whom does the narrator stay immediately after his mother's death at the age of 6? In the story A Guardian Angel?
Mariam.
Correct. In which town where the Labadours lived did the mutiny spread in the novel A Flight of Pigeons?
Shahjahanpur.
Correct. Which fictional detective does the author encounter in the story The Daffodil Case?
Pass.
In the story Would Astley Return, who was the retainer who looks after the house in the absence of Robert Astley?
Prem Bahadur.
Correct. In the story A Tiger in the House, what name does the author's grandfather give to the tiger?
Owen.
No, it's Timothy. At which station does the action of the story The Woman on Platform Number 8 take place?
Ambala Kent.
Correct. Which musical piece by Chopin could Than play well according to the narrator in the tale Tribute to a Dead Friend?
Funeral March.
Correct. In the novel The Room on the Roof, what is the name of Suri's dog? You can take that.
Prickly Heat.
Is correct. And that is time. At the end of 2 minutes on your specialized subject, Anand Sivashankar, I find you've scored 13 points with 1 pass. Thank you very much. May I now call upon our next contender, please? Your name,
L. Venkatesh,
occupation,
an architect.
your specialized subject for this round.
The life and teachings of Sri Madhvacharya.
L. Venkatesh, if you're ready, we'll start your set of questions on your chosen area, starting now. Which god was supposed to have been incarnated as Madhvacharya?
Vayu,
Correct. In which village near the town of Udupi was Madhava born on Vijayadashami Day in AD 1238?
Pajaka,
Correct. What name was Madhav given at birth by his parents?
Vasudeva,
Correct. Which serpentine demon did Madhav kill with his big toe in his childhood?
Maniman,
Correct. Of which order of the Ekadandis was his guru Achyut Pragna a follower?
the Bhagavata sect.
No, it's Ekanti Vaishnava. What name was Madhava given by his guru Achyuta Pragya?
Anand Tirtha,
No, it's Purna Pragya. On which treatise by Vyasa Tirtha did he write two commentaries called Bhashya and Anubhashya?
the Brahma Sutra.
Correct. Which follower of Madhava is widely renowned as the father of Carnatic music?
Purandara Dasa,
Correct. Which court Pandit of King Jaisamha of Kumbla became Madhava's disciple after being defeated in public argument?
Trivikrama Panditacharya,
Correct. What name was he given by Achyut Pragya on making him head of his mutt?
Anand Tirtha.
Correct. Which god's transcendental form does Madhava call Vyuhas?
Pass.
Which practice of flower offerings did he establish to replace animal sacrifices at yajnas?
Pista Pashu Yajna,
Correct. Which god's icon did he find on the seashore at Udupi and consecrate at his mutt in 1278?
Sri Krishna,
Correct. Which term meaning doctrine of real entities did Madhava use for his teachings?
Sakshi,
No, it's Tattvavada. Which ruler of Delhi Sultanate is Madhav supposed to have met?
Jalaluddin Khilji,
Correct. What was the original name of Madhava's disciple Narahari Tirtha?
Shobhana Bhatta,
No, it's Swami Shastrin. While sleeping in which forest did Madhavacharya see a vision of Lord Gauranga?
Pass.
Who became the first pontiff of the Udupi Mutt after Madhava's death?
Rishikesha Tirtha,
No, it's Padmanabha Tirtha. Who wrote a biography of his called Madhava Vijaya?
Narayana Panditacharya,
Correct. What name does Madhava give to the relation between the soul and God?
Bimba Pratibimba
Is correct, and that is time. At the end of your allotted time, L. Venkatesh, I find you've scored 13 points with 2 passes. Thank you very much. May I now call upon our third contender, please? Your name,
Raghu Gopalan,
occupation,
engineering student.
your specialized subject.
The life and career of Leander Pace.
Raghu Gopalan, if you're ready, we'll start your set of questions on your chosen area starting now. By what nickname is Leander known to his family and friends?
Lee,
Correct. Which disease affected Leander's knee joint as a child?
Osgood-Schlatter's disease.
Correct. From which coach did Leander receive his first tennis lessons?
Anwar Ali,
Correct. In 1985, which tennis academy in Madras did Leander join, age 12?
Britannia Amritraj Tennis Academy.
Correct. Who was Leander's first personal foreign coach?
David O'Meara,
No, it's Jean Mayer. Which world number 1 did Leander beat in the pre-quarterfinals of the 1998 Pilot Pen International Tennis Tournament?
Pete Sampras,
Correct. At the age of 16, against which country did Leander play his first Davis Cup match?
South Korea,
No, it's Japan. Whom did Leander beat in the reverse singles encounter when India beat France in the 1993 Davis Cup quarterfinals?
Arnold Bosch,
Correct. Which was the first ATP doubles title won by Leander and Mahesh Bhupathi?
Goldflake Open,
No, it's the Aruba Challenger. Which Moroccan did Leander defeat to win the junior title of the 1990 US Open?
Pass,
Which was the first ATP Tour title that Leander and Mahesh won in India?
Goldflake Open,
Correct. Who became Leander's coach after Tony Roche became the Australian Davis Cup coach?
Bob Carmichael,
Correct. Who was Leander's coach when he won the junior title at Wimbledon in 1990?
David O'Meara,
Correct. Which automobile company has Leander endorsed in advertisements in India?
Ford,
Correct. Which individual medal did Leander win at the 1994 Hiroshima Asian Games?
doubles, gold,
No, it's the bronze. By beating which Brazilian player did Leander win a bronze medal at the Atlanta Olympics?
Fernando Meligini,
Correct. Which world number 6 Croatian player did Leander defeat in an acrimonious Davis Cup tie at Delhi in 1995?
Goran Ivanisevic,
Correct. Who beat Leander in the semifinals of the 1996 Atlanta Olympics?
Andre Agassi,
Correct. In 1998, by defeating which South African did Leander win his first ATP singles title at Newport?
Neville Godwin,
Correct. In an advertisement, for which brand does Leander play tennis with Sachin Tendulkar?
Adidas,
Is correct, and that is time. At the end of your 2 minutes of time on your chosen area of specialization, Raghu Gopalan, I find you've scored 15 points with 1 pass. Thank you very much. And now may I call upon our fourth contender, please. Your name,
Anil Raghavan,
occupation,
Public Sector Manager,
your chosen area of specialization.
Malabar Rebellion 1921.
Anil Raghavan, if you're ready, we'll start your set of questions on your chosen area starting now. Which Khilafati did Mahatma Gandhi accompany to the Malabar in August 1920?
Maulana Shaukat Ali,
Correct. What term was used for cultivators who had hereditary ownership rights of their land?
Janmes,
Correct. In 1921, which unpopular district magistrate earned the sobriquet Malabar Dyer?
Thomas,
Correct. Which member of the Madras Governor's Executive Council was sent to Malabar to assess the situation following Thomas's report?
Knapp,
Correct. Where was the first Kerala Provincial Conference held from 23rd to 27 April 21 to raise support for the Khilafat and non-cooperation movements?
Ottapalam,
Correct. Which prominent Khilafat leader of Madras did the Malabar Congress invite to elicit support among the Muslims?
Yaqub Hassan,
Correct. Where was Ali Musalliyar, the chief Qazi of, prior to his return to Malabar in 1894?
Mecca,
No, it's Kavaratti in Lakshadweep. Which rebel leader styled himself Raja of the Hindus, Amir of the Muslims, and Colonel of the Khilafat army?
Variangunath Kunyamadaji,
Correct. At which place did the Moplas fight a pitched battle with British troops moving to relieve the garrison at Mallapuram?
Pukoto,
Correct. Troops of which regiment were sent to Calicut on 14th August following the violence in Pukotur?
Linster,
Correct. Where was the last direct engagement between the rebels and the British Army on 14th November 1921?
Pandikad,
Correct. Which troops were attacked at Pandikad by over 2,000 rebels led by Chembraseri Tangal and Konnamad Haji?
Gurkha Brigade,
Correct. Which instrument did the Moplas sound as a call to arms?
Nagara,
Correct. Where did the rebels kill 34 Hindus and 2 Moplas for supporting the British Army?
Tuvur,
Correct. Where were 67 Moplas found dead of suffocation while being transported by train to Coimbatore?
it was in Podanur,
Correct. Which retired police inspector was killed and beheaded as a warning to people against working for the British?
Chekuti,
Correct. Which weaving community of Kerala, Deswarapuram, did the Moplas attack in reprisal for their collaboration with the British?
Chalias,
Correct. Which British officer was appointed the overall commander of the operation against the Moplas?
it's Mainwaring,
Beg your pardon?
Mainwaring,
No, it's Colonel E.T. Humphreys. And that is time. At the end of your allotted time, in which you took questions on your chosen area of specialization, Anil Raghavan, I find you've scored 16 points with no passes. Thank you very much. So we've had an eventful round so far with a lot of points being scored in the specialized subject section. Let's see exactly what the position is on the scoreboard. Tied in third place with 13 points apiece are the human resource manager from Bhopal and the architect from Chennai. At the second place with 15 points is the engineering student from Bangalore, but leading the round at the end of the first half of this contest is the public sector manager from Palakkad, Anil Raghavan. We've seen a very high-scoring round so far in our specialized subject sec, but let's see what happens as we move on to the general knowledge round. That's the one which will decide the outcome of this preliminary. We'll conduct that round after a very short break. Do stay with us till then. Welcome back to Mastermind India on BBC World and to Metcalfe House in Delhi. The first half saw a lot of points being scored, not so much separating the contenders, but now it's the general knowledge round and this will decide what will happen then. Usually, the contenders take their place on the black seat in the ascending order of the scores that they totted up in the earlier round, but in the event of a tie, it's the one with the lesser amount of passes who takes precedence. And so may I now call upon the contender who is at present in fourth place, please. L. Venkatesh, in your opening round, your specialized subject was the life and teachings of Madhavacharya, in which you scored 13 points with 2 passes. If you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions. Now, what is the color of the Ashok Chakra on the Indian tricolor?
blue,
Correct. Apart from Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe, which country played its first test match against India?
Bangladesh,
Correct. Which territories in India were under the colonial rule for over 450 years, the longest period in modern Indian history?
Goa,
Goa, Daman and Diu is correct. Which branch of the United Nations organization has declared 22 places in India as World Heritage Sites?
UNESCO,
Correct. Which MP from Guna in Madhya Pradesh is the deputy leader of the Congress I in the Lok Sabha?
Madhur Sandhya,
Correct. Which German Indologist began editing the 51-volume Sacred Books of the East in 1875?
Max Muller,
Correct. Which tributary of the Ganges is also known as the Kalindi?
pass.
Which unit of weight derives its name from the Latin for 12th? referring to a twelfth of a pound?
Ounce.
Correct. Which national team supporters are called the Azzurri, or the sky-clad ones?
Australia.
No, it's the Italian soccer team. Which Raj Kapoor film was released in Bengali under the title Ek Din Ratri?
Jagte Raho.
Correct. Which West Asian country's national anthem is Hatikva, meaning the hope?
Israel.
Correct. Which mosquito-borne hemorrhagic fever is also called break-boned fever?
Deng.
Beg pardon?
Deng.
Dengue fever is correct. Which of Prajapati Daksha's daughters did Shiva marry?
Sati.
Correct. Systolic and diastolic are measurements of which human parameter?
Heartbeat.
No.
Diabetes.
No, it's blood pressure. Which African country takes its name from the Zambezi River?
Zimbabwe.
No, it's Zambia. With reference to zoology, what do ethologists study?
Pass.
Which former Beatle published a book of poems called Blackbird Singing?
George Harrison.
No, it's Paul McCartney. What name was coined by sociologist Michael Young to describe a society organized on IQ levels?
Pass.
Which high-security prison was located in Oakland Bay off the coast of San Francisco?
Alcatraz.
Correct. What novel did Sir Walter Scott... I've started, so I'll finish. What novel did Sir Walter Scott write on the adventures of the outlaw Robert McGregor?
Ivanhoe.
No, it's Rob Roy, and that is time. At the end of your allotted 2 minutes for general knowledge questions, L. Venkatesh, I find you scored 25 points with 5 passes. Thank you very much. May I now call upon the next contender, please? Anand Sivashankar, in your opening round, your specialized subject was the books of Ruskin Bond, a subject in which you scored 13 points with 1 pass. And now, if you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. Before entering the Union Cabinet, of which state was Vishwanath Pratap Singh the Chief Minister?
Uttar Pradesh.
Correct. What instrument did the British scientist John Milne invent to measure earthquakes?
Seismograph.
Correct. Which Union territory's name means 100,000 islands in Sanskrit?
Andaman.
No, it's Lakshadweep. Apart from Harare, which other city hosts test matches in Zimbabwe?
Bulawayo.
Correct. On 11th March 1997, which Prime Minister lost a confidence motion in the Lok Sabha by 292 votes to 158?
P.V. Narasimha Rao.
No, it's H.D. Devegowda. Along with Jean Drèze of Belgium, which Nobel laureate in economics co-authored India, Economic Development and Social Opportunity?
Amartya Sen.
Correct. Which substance in blood stimulates the pancreas to release insulin?
Pass.
By what number would you multiply the diameter of a circle to obtain the circumference?
Pi.
Correct. Which Ridley Scott film is the story of General Maximus set in ancient Rome?
Blade Runner.
No, it's Gladiator. Name the only capital of an American state which is situated on an island.
Hawaii. Honolulu.
Honolulu, I'll accept that. Which Indian state was ruled by the Chogyal till 1975?
Sikkim.
Correct. To which class of animals do snails belong?
Mollusks.
Correct. In 1962, which Brazilian club won the World Cup championship with Pelé as its inside left forward?
Sao Paulo.
No, it's Santos. Ranchi, Hazaribagh and Koderma plateaus together form which region?
Jharkhand.
No, it's Chota Nagpur more precisely. Which Scottish monarch was executed after the discovery of the Babington plot against Elizabeth I?
Richard I.
No, it's Mary, Queen of Scots. Under which doctrine did the East India Company annex Jhansi in 1854?
Doctrine of Lapse.
Correct. What is the home ground of the Middlesex County Cricket Club?
Lords.
Correct. Before the Titanic, which was the only movie to have got 14 Oscar nominations?
All About Eve.
Correct. Which classical singer is the son-in-law of the filmmaker V. Shantaram? You can take that.
Could you repeat that, please?
Which classical singer is the son-in-law of the filmmaker V. Shantaram?
Ravi Shankar.
No, it's Pandit Jasraj, and that is time. At the end of your 2 minutes of time for general knowledge questions, Anand Sivashankar, I find you've scored 24 points with 2 passes. Thank you very much. May I now call upon the next contender, please? Raghu Gopalan, in your opening round, your specialized subject was the life and career of Leander Paes, in which you scored 15 points with 1 pass. If you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. Which monument was depicted on the coins of the Nizam?
Charminar.
Correct. What is the collective noun for a group of ants?
Pass.
Which event of Second World War occurred on December 7th, 1941?
Pearl Harbor incident.
Correct. Patrani machi and dhansak are dishes distinctive of which community's cuisine?
Farsis.
Correct. Name the blue or greenish blue precious stone whose name is derived from the fact that the first specimens were imported through Turkey?
Turquoise.
Correct. Who was Vladimir Putin's immediate predecessor as president of Russia?
Boris Yeltsin.
Correct. By what name is the Flavian Amphitheatre inaugurated in AD 80 better known?
Colosseum.
Correct. In 1957, under what name did Mehboob remake an earlier film called Aurat?
Mother India.
Correct. Name the strong-smelling wax-like secretion found in sperm whales used in perfume making?
Ambergris.
Correct. Which taste is sensed by taste buds situated at the tip of the tongue?
Sweet.
Correct. Which rock band took its name from the underground slang for a flamboyant homosexual?
Rolling Stone.
No, it's Queen. Name India's first indigenously built jet training aircraft?
Pass.
Which English monarch granted a royal charter to the East India Company on 31st December 1600?
James I.
No, it's Elizabeth I. At the age of 77 years, who became the oldest person to become the President of India?
Shankar Dayal Sharma.
No, it's R. Venkatraman. Which Indian port was built as a consequence of the transfer of Karachi to Pakistan in 1947?
Kandla.
Correct. Carson City is the capital of which US state famous for its casinos?
Las Vegas.
State.
Nevada.
Correct. Which son of Yayati agreed to exchange his youth with him?
Yadu.
No, it's Puru. Which chemical element imparts the yellow color observed in firework displays?
Sodium.
Correct. Whom did King Juan Carlos I succeed as head of state of Spain in 1975?
Franco.
Correct. Where did, I've started so I'll finish. Where did Narendra Hirwani capture 16 wickets on his test debut?
Madras. Chennai.
Correct. That is right. And at the end of your 2 minutes of questions for general knowledge, Raghu Gopalan, I find you've scored 29 points with 3 passes. Thank you very much. May I now call upon our final contender, please. Anil Raghavan, in your opening round, your specialized subject was the Malabar Rebellion of 1921, in which you scored 16 points with no passes. If you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. Which northeastern Indian state's name literally means abode of the clouds?
Meghalaya.
Correct. Who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel in Rome?
Michelangelo.
Correct. With reference to communications, what does the D stand for in ISDN?
Degree.
No, it's digital. Where did Gavrilo Princip shoot Archduke Franz Ferdinand, thus sparking off World War I?
Yugoslavia.
Where exactly?
Serbia.
No, it's Sarajevo. Which stream named after a royal sage flows into the Alaknanda at Devaprayag?
The Ganga.
No, it's the Bhagirathi. What name is given to the houseboats on which Hong Kong's fishermen live?
Kowloon.
No, it's Sampan. The diagnosis of which disease is confirmed by the appearance of Koplik spots?
AIDS.
No, it's measles. In Hindu mythology, which city did Kansa rule?
Mathura.
Correct. In which sport is the Women's World Championship called the Uber Cup?
Table tennis.
No, it's badminton. Which Caribbean nation did the dictators Papa Doc and Baby Doc rule?
Haiti.
Correct. Which actress starred opposite Ashok Kumar in the 1936 classic Achut Kanya?
Devika Rani.
Correct. What was actor Guru Dutt's surname?
Padukone.
Correct. Which sea forms Romania's coastline?
Adriatic.
No, it's the Black Sea. Who led the Indian contingent at the opening ceremony of the Sydney Olympics?
Leander Pace.
Correct. Which investigative agency did US Attorney General Charles Bonaparte found in 1908?
CIA.
No, it's the FBI. Which British dependency is the only European natural habitat of the Barbary ape?
Gibraltar.
Correct. Which essential molecule is named after the Greek word for primary?
Pass.
Loosely based on Indian history, which book won the Booker Prize for 1981?
Heat and Dust.
No, it's Midnight's Children. Which city in Ireland hosted a match at the 1999 World Cup cricket?
Dublin.
Is correct, and that is time. At the end of your 2 minutes of time for general knowledge questions, Anil Raghavan, I find you've scored 25 points with 1 pass. Thank you very much. A fairly hectic round, if ever there was one, with the last contenders performing, deciding what's going to happen in this round. To find out exactly what the final scores read like, let's quickly turn to the scoreboard. In 4th place, with 24 points, is the human resource manager from Bhopal. Tied in 2nd place, with 25 points apiece, are the architect from Chennai and the public sector manager from Palakkad. But the winner of this round of Mastermind India, with a score of 29 points, is the engineering student from Bangalore, Raghu Gopalan. It was with the general knowledge round that Raghu Gopalan made sure of his place in the semi-finals of Mastermind India. Our congratulations to him, and thanks to the other contenders for having made a match of it and for having done as well as they did. Next week, it's another preliminary of our Nationwide Quiz Championship. Do join us for that occasion. Till then, goodbye.
Mastermind India, sponsored by Hindustan Petroleum and AT&T.